I'm going to get open. You're going to have trouble with this small screen. I usually like this on a larger screen. So there's my Note Excel. There's the template, and I'll open up Excel, and it takes a moment to open the Note Excel part. So it adds to it the template, and with lightning speed. There we go. Okay, so that's sort of a welcome, and that gets us started. Why is that all down there? Okay, and visit the Note Excel graph. Oh yes, I should do that if we have here, since we're connected up. You can explore lots of people. It's a public site for free. We're a .org. So Note Excel Graph Gallery shows you many other people have been using Note Excel as a one of Obama and various topics, and each one of these, you can explore what people have done. There's thousands of these by now. Some of them are good, some of them are not that good. Okay, so that's one way to go. All right, let me go back and let's show you. So I go to Note Excel, the ribbon for Note Excel. This is the part we created, and I say import. And I'm going to do a Twitter search network. Okay, Twitter search network. And you said it's AUCD 2012?
Yes.
Let's just do AUCD. Should get us everything, right?
Okay.
I hope so.
It'll get you about 3 or 4 Twitter accounts.
Yes.
But you have followers, and anybody who mentions AUCD in a tweet.
Yes.
The only issue there, I just want to warn you,
Yeah.
is that when I do a search on AUCD,
Yeah.
I had thousands of hits. And I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Doesn't seem any.
AUCD is also used
Thousands.
short for millions, was for all you can drink.
Oh,
So
yeah, now that's a problem.
A
Okay.
lot of people, when they
Okay.
call a party or are telling, they'll say it's an
That's
AUCD
wrong.
party,
Yeah.
and it's an all-you-can-drink party.
So that convinces me the AUCD 2012 might be it, or the hashtag. All right,
Although
let's-
you could try it and just.
You're right. Let's not go there. Oh, I didn't realize that. Follows relationship, we'll get that as well. And let's see how fast we can get this down.
Exactly.
So it's crawling through, it goes out to Twitter, and, whoop, that was pretty quick. I'm afraid that may not be too much. Oh, there we go, we got some. And there it is. So you get, if you know Excel, well, I don't have the screens, come on. If I move this aside here, why can't I move this? Come on. Oh, okay. And then I can see the vertices, and the Vertices Spreadsheet has all kinds of information there. So these are all the people that we brought. Let me see how many. These are the edges. And I'll start just really simple, and then we'll just draw the graph first time through. So that's it. So that's the first time you get it. There's not too much that you see there. But now I'm going to do some things here. So I'm going to apply graph metrics. I'm going to compute all the metrics that we compute, and there's a whole bunch of them, and there's explanations here. So this will calculate some interesting metrics about them. That's good. And now come back here. I will form. Before we form any groups, let's go to the autofill columns. I'm going to make the vertex size proportional to the number of links to the degree. And we'll make the color, why did I not get the between this centrality? Okay, let's just try that. And so size by degree, there's not a wide range. I will make the vertex size options go bigger. Fill. Let's see, what am I doing here? Let me graph options, size of simple shapes that are too small for you to see here. So I'm going to pop up. There we go. But I'm not seeing why, I'm not getting a variation in the size that I expect here. They're all quite similar there. Let's see. Okay, let me color. Oh, I know why. We're gonna run the groups, group by cluster. And so we'll run the clustering algorithm and refresh the graph. Okay, and now I got something to work with. So I will then choose the group in a box layout and refresh the graph. It's getting there. We need labels. The labels by the vertex name, and there we go. All right, now we should be able to get somewhere. Again, I apologize, this screen is just hard. It doesn't, it's so small I can't resize it here. So these are all the people. I'm not sure if any of these are familiar. Does anybody see anybody they recognize?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, there's our Georgia Center,
Yeah.
myself, and the virtual trainee,
Okay.
AUCD VT.
So you've got 4 clusters, which is a nice comeback. So CPR disability, AUCD
The
meet.
meet.
Is the
It's
conference.
conference.
All right, so that's
Yep.
your heavy duty one. Okay, and these are the people, I'm not sure, do these people mean anything to you?
Yeah,
Think college.
Direct course EC.
Interesting.
I mean, it takes a little more to get this cleaned up, but I hope it's beginning to show you who the important people in the ecosystem of AUCD are.
And you're manually clustering these people?
Or
Or are you?
yes, I'm clustering them by their linkages
Oh, by
to
their,
each other.
okay.
So I can then, let me go do that and make life even a little bit simpler. I will remove the intergroup edges, or I'll combine them actually. And then we'll get a little clearer picture. Refresh the graph. There we go.
Oh.
Okay, so I took all the links that can, these groups are all well connected to each other. They're not, and now, again, do you know, so tell me a story about what you see here. Who are these people?
Well, there's a,
Well,
it's interesting, there's a cluster.
starting a day full of meetings with my fellow training directors. They are amazing people in this room. NTDC, AUCD 212.
Well, you can actually see the
The most recent tweet comes up on the hover.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
You can do this too.
We will
But,
start doing that.
Well,
That's
maybe
for
I should
sure.
say thank you. Maybe that's the more appropriate.
No,
Yes,
that's just magical.
that's what we hope to hear. I
This is-
thank you.
George,
That's
this is
good.
you.
AUCD DVT,
Yeah, that's our virtual trainee.
workshop on many potential use of telehealth. So Think College VT, Lori Cooney.
I think it's
We can find out who these people are if you just, go to.
Well, they're all talking about the conference.
Yeah, these
Yeah,
are
they're
all
all people
people
here.
who have used the string, the hashtag AUCD212. Come see innovative technology tools to help all individuals Tuesday, 10:30. So I would say you have a modest community here of users. Maybe it's still early in the conference.
It is, I
We
mean,
typically,
it opens
when we do this
tomorrow.
day by day in a conference, you'll see, the first day, there's a few people out there treating, but then you may get a lot more, so you could follow up. But, and these groups are pretty well connected. It's sort of unusually, the clustering did not reveal, unless you can tell me something about the distinctness about these different groups. Is there something that you recognize? I mean, it turns out you have to know direct courses.
It's interesting, the upper left-hand corner
Yeah.
are a group of people who are young and students,
Okay, great. great.
or young staff that also tend to have siblings who have individuals with disabilities.
Okay, great. So that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Clusters are not always perfect, but.
The
they
right-hand
sometimes-
side there is a group out of Georgia,
Yeah,
Georgia State Center, who
Okay.
work with each other. The lower right-hand corner is sort of, yeah, to an extent. Huh, interesting.
AUCD, GOJES.
That's me,
That's you.
that's me.
Now, who are you?
George Jason.
I'm AUCD GeoJesh.
Me, well, I need to know who you are. But unfortunately, I can't go click on that and then see you in Twitter. But if I.
I'm the
went
one
to
who talked to you on the phone a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry. And your name is?
George Jesson.
Yes, thank you. I got it. I'm sorry. Well, I'm glad you showed up because, when I do these things, if it's a topic or a group I'm familiar with, I will be able to, say those things. But often it reveals interesting people that you didn't know about who are active in your community.
Interesting.
And you can do this tomorrow once it gets going, or this, when people see this at a conference, it's going to encourage them to tweet because they then see what's going on. And some group, computer science communities are very low in doing this, but the social science people and the business people are very hot to tweet. And so they are very active social networks.
And we're sort of in the middle of those two groups.
Yeah.
It's interesting, there's a big issue on the Hill right now that's very pertinent to us. It's the Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities.
Yeah.
That's being fought over by folks from both the left and rights, but it'd be fascinating to, and can you do this over time to the point where you could do sort of a fluid, if you will, almost like video saying, this is what it was like in May, and here's a good, is that possible with
It's
this?
possible, not easy.
Not easy.
There are many people who want to do that. You're right on the right track.
Because that would seem to me on your Senate, if you could track senators
Right.
over their
You got it.
careers, it would be fascinating to see where they moved within those.
So, this is using Twitter data only, okay? So you have to remember that. But there are other sources of data, and tracking those things are interesting. My colleague Mark Smith does every day, there's 220 words he downloads the daily stream. So if you want to track issues like we were for many months tracking oil spill, and then fiscal cliff, and other words in terms of who's saying what about it and how much it's changing over time. Those are things people want to do. I can show you
That's
one
amazing.
example with, it's not easy in Node Excel to do that. We can do some of it, but let's see if I can find this. This was a great story. This is a graduate student. On Vimeo. He has a little video of a time change about the Fukushima. Getting closer.
Really?
Ryan Keegan video, earthquake. Let's see if we get that. Yes. It's a lovely little video, and it should show up pretty nicely here. Okay, so this is the Wikipedia articles on the Fukushima earthquake. And each blue dot is a person who edited an article, and each red dot is an article. So in the beginning, there was one article, okay? And there were, in the very first screenshot or first grab, there were about 10 people who had made edits to that article. But nothing else, no other articles had edits yet. Now we're going to run this out over 100 hours, I think. And, well, 100 hours of Wikipedia activity. Sorry, I'm going to try to go full screen for you. Well, maybe you can see it. Ah! Whoop. Beep, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's try this. All right, you can see it started running and then it stopped. But then another article popped up which had 4 editors, and one article got started by a single guy, and this article got started by 2 people. Come on, run. sorry. I may have just messed it up by trying to do too many things at once. It's still alive, but I'm not sure. It's worth the wait, so let me try to do this. And let's reload this page. Not doing well, is it? Let's try that again and start fresh and not mess with it. Just let it run. There we go. So you can see how these articles start getting and people editing and then editing different articles, many articles, and over the 100 hours. So this student grabbed 100 screenshots of Note XL and then made a movie out of it, which I thought was pretty actually. We were impressed. And so you can just see how the interest grows, how new topics form, how people edit, how certain people edit 2 different articles, but they don't edit those. The main big article gets edited by an increasing number of people, and then there are some people who are quite active. They're editing multiple articles, and you see, you can dig in and see what's happening. So that's kind of that's one thing. You were asking a more interesting question, which is actually my student's project called a topic analysis over time. Okay, you want to see which topics grow and shrink, and that's been their semester project. I'm reluctant to start in on that one, but yeah, that's kind of a hot topic, because how do you know a topic? How do you know what's growing or shrinking? When does a topic change or form? When does the terminology identify a topic? Voting patterns are a little easier that I showed before when we were down here, but this is another clean pattern. So go for it. I think we've used up our time, and I sort of will end it here. But thanks for your interest. I hope this is valuable to you. Thank you. Put these to work and let me know. Send me